The time has come. Hello everybody, it's your boy CCS here, and welcome to the 1,400 subscribers special Q&A. Now, I do want to point out before we begin that this is not intended to be a long video, since I only do have a certain amount of questions to answer. But just because of that, that doesn't mean that the questions provided are not going to be fun to answer. There are quite a few good questions in here, especially from a friend of mine on Discord, which will come later on. And I do hope you guys enjoy it from start to finish, because this is going to be quite a fun ride. So without further ado, let's get started with the first few questions. The first few questions I'm going to be answering today come from my BFF Cinder Dragon Studios, as she asks the following. 1. What inspired you to create Tom and Sammy? Tom and Sammy's creation dates all the way back to early 2022, when I played the Netflix interactive special animated trivia game, Cat Burglar. And I loved that special so much that I wanted to integrate it in my own style and fashion with brand new characters and in a brand new world. And I was also inspired by guys like Chuck Jones, Tex Avery, Bob Clampett, and Friz Freleng because of their style and humor from their cartoons for the Looney Tunes. And that's basically how Tom and Sammy became Tom and Sammy. The style and humor of the Looney Tunes with the Cat Burglar-esque flavor and formula just mixed in together so well, it just came like that. And that's how Tom and Sammy was created, and that's what inspired me to make them. 2. What's your favorite Tom and Sammy episode? Out of all the episodes of Tom and Sammy that have been released as of now, my favorite episode would have to be episode 9, Love Struck Lunatics. Not only was this one of my most all-time favorite episodes of this series to make, but this was also an episode of the series that had an actual story, like a plot, with plot elements and stuff. And not only that, but it's the first time I ever actually animated a female character, got a friend of mine to do the voice, and also had an antagonist in the form of Mr. McFleen. And it was just a ton of fun to make. It actually made me cry a little bit when I made the ending to that, and it was just an absolute blast. And that's what makes Love Struck Lunatics my favorite episode of Tom and Sammy ever. 3. Are you a fan of Bart the Dragon? Well, he wouldn't be the leader of the Puppet Office crew if I wasn't. I honestly think the way I made his character in that series is just, I honestly think I did a real good job with character development for that series and everything, and making Bart the guy he is, as well as all the other characters. It all just clicked together so well, and I can't wait to release the first episode of Puppet Office The New Adventures, which is coming soon, by the way, so stay tuned for that. The next few questions today come from Tom the Man, and he asks the following. 1. Are you planning on doing any other new content, or just stick to what you got? I actually do have a few ideas for new types of content in my head right now, but for now I think I'll stick with the content I'm doing till the end of this year, and maybe implement those new ideas at the beginning of next year and see what I can do from there. Because I don't want to put something new out right away on the spot. It kind of just doesn't really fit very well. So I just want to make sure that there's enough balance between all the old stuff that everyone loves and the new stuff that people might love if they manage to stick around to see more of it. So yeah, there is some new types of content coming up. I will relay the details to you guys in the community post sometime soon. 2. What is your opinion on the new Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer? Okay, I think for this question I'm going to make the answer to it very short and simple and sweet, straight to the point, you know, and all that stuff. I did actually get some time to watch the new Mario Galaxy movie trailer, and if I'm being as honest as I am right now, super excited for it. Definitely looking forward to seeing it when it comes out in April of next year. The next couple of questions come from Garyzilla, and he asks the following. First, are you a tokusatsu fan? Nope, never heard of it, so I ain't a fan of it. And secondly, when will the new BE videos you were planning be out? Cause I need some release dates. Well, 1, that's a little bit passive aggressive, and 2, I don't like putting release dates on my projects anymore. Because of how busy, hectic, and crazy my life is, it'll feel extremely bad if I delayed it by like 10 days, or like a month or something, which has happened quite a lot before in the past. So, I'm just going to say this. They are still going to come out, but they're only going to come out when I have the actual time to finish it and upload it. So, don't give your hopes up. They're still coming out, just only when I can actually put them out in the most free of days. I have no questions. I just want to say how much I love your vids. Well, thanks, SeanDean13. The support's always appreciated. These are the questions from Discord that I mentioned earlier, and they come from my good friend James RB, and he asks the following. 1. What inspires you to make these cartoons, specifically Tom and Sammy, my favorite series? Well, one thing that inspires me to keep on making these cartoons is watching classic cartoons like Looney Tunes or Tom and Jerry. But another thing that inspires me is watching all these indie shows and indie movies by these smaller animators and small creators on YouTube and every other social media platform out there. If you're looking for some inspiration, YouTube is pretty much the only place you can go to get there the quickest. Highly recommend it. 2. What do you use to create the animations and edit the videos? I use Wondershare Filmora to create the animations and edit the videos, which also came out with its 15th update recently. Hasn't made my workflow any easier than it did right now. 3. What's one of your favorite cartoons? Assuming it's not Tom and Jerry. Actually, Tom and Jerry are one of my favorite cartoons. They were also a very big inspiration for Tom and Sammy's creation. Along with that, Looney Tunes is my all-time favorite cartoon, and I will argue that with anybody. And finally, 4. If you were in a cartoon, what would be the first thing you would do? Probably something like this. Simple as that, really. Alright guys and gals, last question for today, and this one comes from Goofball2763, who asks, what are your future plans for Tom and Sammy? I did talk about the future of Tom and Sammy in a video I did about a couple of months back, but for those new ones, I'll explain it in further detail right here. So basically, after the release of episode 10, the Tom and Sammy Slapstick Suite, Series 1 is done. And then after that, Series 2 will become a thing, which will have 20 episodes. Then after that is done, Series 3 will come around, which will have 30 episodes. And after all of that, a Tom and Sammy movie will actually become a thing. Like, it'll actually happen, and it'll become one of my greatest achievements of all time! And I am aiming for a May or June 2026 release, if time behaves well, and if life doesn't get all that hectic, and if I actually manage to get all 3 series done in a respectable amount of time. So, yeah, we're just gonna see how that happens. Well, everybody, this officially brings us to the end of the Q&A. Before I go, I just want to give a huge shout out to all those who have submitted their questions for this video, and I also want to give a huge thank you to all of you for getting me to where I am today, and for supporting me throughout these long years on YouTube. You are all, each and every one of you, brilliant. I'm also planning on making like a monthly Q&A series, like for each and every Q&A I do, I'd like make it a certain theme, like a different game, different show, like different interests, you know, that sort of thing, so that will be pretty fun to do. And also, before I go, I do also want to announce that fan-made sneak peeks menu montages are coming back with a brand new edition releasing later this month, so stay tuned for that. And Waluigi, Wario, and Kirby are coming back in 2 Waz and a Curb, an all-new original reboot series of Waluigi vs. the Bedroom. That'll also be coming soon as well. So if you want to stay tuned for that, feel free to like these videos, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update on any future releases and updates. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for getting me to 1,400 subscribers. We're only going to get much further from here. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace!